Hey there, my friends. Happy Tuesday. It's Jen Pittabach with By the Shore Stamping. I am here with you today for another Teach Me Tuesday. Today, actually, I'm sharing some projects with the Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set. So this is the stamp set I featured in my virtual card class today on Facebook Live. So if you're not familiar with how I run that, on the last Tuesday of every month, I do a Facebook Live with 3 cards featuring the same stamp set. And then if you order using the host code for that month between that Tuesday and that Friday, so before Friday the 29th or up until the 29th, then you will get those 3 card kits from the virtual card class. And if your order is $50 or more, you also get the embellishment that I used. So let me share with you first the cards that I made this month for a virtual card class. So these are the card kits you would receive if you placed an order in my online store here and used that host code. If your order is $50 or more, you would get the card kits and the choice of either the Simply Elegant trim, which is the gold and silver cording, or the gilded gold gems. And if your order is 100 or more, you'll get both plus the card kits. So that's the virtual card class today, but we're not going to show those cards today. I'm going to do another card featuring the same paper and the same stamp set. So we're still using the Simply Elegant paper, which is this. And I'm going to showcase a card that I'm making for my top sales achievers. So on my Shore Stamper team, every month we recognize the top sales in our team. So we have just over 90 team members right now and growing. And so each month I recognize the top 5. So I make a special card, and then they get a little, the first, second, and third get a product gift plus their card, and the fourth and fifth get the card. And if they're in the $1,000 club, they also get an extra little embellishment gift from me too. So I wanted to get ahead on some cards because lately I've just been sending them whatever congratulation cards I have, and I really like to send them a special card because they're doing great work and I love to recognize them for that. So we're gonna do another card featuring this paper. So I'm using a thick basic white card base as my starting point, and I cut a 2 by 5.5 inch piece of the Designer Series paper, still featuring the Simply Elegant paper. So I'm going to go ahead and tape that down here to my card base like so. And then I cut another little piece here. This I believe is 2 1/4 by 3. Yes, and I'm taping it down to a 2 1/2 by 3 1/4 inch piece of basic gray. I love a good neutral pack of paper, and to add in some gold foil on top of it, well, that's just a bonus, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and add this to my page. I think I'm gonna do this flat. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm gonna do a pop-up because I'm gonna add some gold foil to this. So we're gonna do this. I'm gonna wrap it twice. And then I'll tie just a little knot at the top here. When you're tying knots for this gold cording, you wanna make sure you do a double knot because otherwise they tend to come undone on you. And that's not fun. Alright, so I'm trying to make it tight, but not too tight. There we go. So I'm going to tie once. Well, here's once. Like that. Now if I was to trim this to right now, down where I would like to, it tends to uncoil. So I'm just going to, for safety measures, I'm going to do a double knot. So I'm going to just tie it one more time. Pull that tight. And then I will trim it down. That way it doesn't come untied. There we go. And then I'm going to attach this to the card with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Like so. Okay. And we'll do this. And we'll attach that to the card. Okay. I'll set that aside. Now I'm going to stamp myself a sunflower. I'm going to use the small sunflower and Early Espresso ink, if I can find what I did with my Early Espresso ink. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to just stamp this like that. Give it a quick second to dry. I'll leave this out for a minute. I pre-cut a little label from the Tasteful Labels dies. I love those. Those are awesome dies. And I'm going to do a Let's Celebrate You, but I want the Let's Celebrate, so I'm going to put that flower over here. So I want the Let's Celebrate to go here, and You is going to have to go underneath in order for it to all fit. So I'm going to color just Let's Celebrate with the side of my Early Espresso marker, like this. And I think I got a little ink on my U, so I'm gonna do that. Breathe on it just to make sure it's fully ready. I'm gonna go far left as I can and do Let's Celebrate. Okay, and now I need to clean this off, and you have to make sure it's super, super clean. So this is a kind of dirty Simply Chamois. I really need to clean it, but I'm gonna try that. I kind of twisted that, and then I'm going to blot it off too, because you want to make sure all of that ink is off Let's Celebrate. Otherwise you'll get shadow when you stamp it. So I'm just really making sure that that is no shadowing, no leftover ink. And then I'm going to just color the U on the stamp. Sorry, I think I'm out of the window here. So now I'm just coloring the U. I'm going to stamp it underneath that Let's Celebrate. So I'm going to kind of stick it over here like that. And there you go. So there you have the tag for this. So it will kind of go here. And then we're going to put the stamp image over here. So let me just set those aside for now. And we will color our sunflower with our Stampin' Blends. So generally you're supposed to use Memento Black for Stampin' Blends because these are alcohol-based markers, but you can use our regular ink pads if you want to color. You just need to make sure you give it plenty of time to dry before you start coloring with it. So I gave that a lot of time to dry while we did the sentiment. And now I'm just going to go ahead and add some of the light Daffodil Delight. This is how I generally do my shading, but of course I know other people that do the dark first and then add the light. You can do it however you want. But I'm using the light Daffodil Delight. Now I'm going to go back with the dark Daffodil Delight and add some more color in here. Like so. Okay. Kind of add a little more dark to the ones in the back because I would have more darkness. And then I'm just gonna kind of blend everything together. Okay. Then we'll do the centers with Crumb Cake. So I'm gonna use light Crumb Cake first. And then I'll go around the edges with the dark Crumb Cake. And I'll go around the center a little bit too. And then I'm just going to blend those together a little bit. And then we just need to do the leaves. So I'm using Old Olive. And again, I'm going to start with the light. And color that all in. And then I'll go back to the dark and add some shading in here, right in the center, towards the bottom, like that. And then we'll just do a little bit of blending. There we go. Okay. And then you would go ahead and take the dies that go with this stamp set and you would die cut that out. And then you get this. Okay, so now we can put this all together. So I'm going to add the sunflower here to my label, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to add it to the card with some more dimensionals. This is super popped up, but this, if I was to do it flat, it's going to end up with like a little bump in it. So we don't want to do that. So it would be a bump right there. So I'm going to actually add dimensionals, but I'm going to add dimensionals here so that I know I get them in the right spot, because I don't want them all the way over the edges, because that's not going to be where they touch the card. So I put it on here first, and then I'll put that in the middle. I want to make sure it's not falling off the edge of the card there. There we go. That looks good. And then I'm going to take some of these little gems and like take your pick tool and I will add them. Actually, I think I'm just going to put one. We'll just put one in there like that. And there is my little congratulations card. So it kind of coordinates with the card kits for this month. So again, if you want to get these 3 card kits for free, you can go ahead and order in my store before Friday, July, I think that's the 29th. And then just use the host code when you check out. If your order is $50, then you'll be able to select either the Gilded Gems or the trim combo. Just email me and let me know what your preference is. And if it's over 100, I'll send you the kits, the gems, and the combo pack of ribbon for free. So, and then of course you can recreate this if you want to at home. You just need that beautiful paper or something similar, and you could create a card like this too. This is the one that's going to go to my top achievers this month. And speaking of that, if you've ever thought about joining Stampin' Up, coming up soon is Celebration. So there will be a special for joining, and I would love to have you on my team. So if you want to find out more, in the description of the video below, I have a link to a Facebook event that I'm doing called, it's an opportunity event. So I encourage you to grab a cup of tea or coffee, and we'll do a little bit of stamping and a little bit of chatting about joining Stampin' Up, what the perks are. You'll hear from some of my team members, so it'll just be a really fun night for you to get some more information. No obligation whatsoever, but I would love to see you there, and I would even more love to have you on our fabulous team of Shore Stampers. So if it's something you've ever considered, be sure to check that out, and be sure, you know, if you want to, feel free to email me if you have any questions in advance. I'd be happy to point you in the right direction and then get you in the group so we can chat a little more. All right, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next week for another edition of Teach Me Tuesday. Bye for now.